Chapter 8. The City of Bells. As the dawn's first light crept over the horizon, Gladion and his companions made their way towards the fabled City of Bells. Its name derived from the enchanting chimes that resonated throughout the city day and night, a sound said to embody the very essence of magic. The city, a nexus of commerce and culture, lay sprawled beneath them, its towers and spires gleaming like beacons in the morning sun. Having traversed through realms of despair and wonder, Gladion felt a stir of excitement at the prospects that lay ahead. The City of Bells was renowned not just for its architectural marvels and intricate canals, but also for its inhabitants' deep-rooted belief in magic and transformation. It was the perfect place to demonstrate the power of the hairpin, and in doing so, ignite a cultural revolution. Upon their arrival, the group was met with a mixture of curiosity and awe. Word of their deeds had traveled fast, even to this bustling metropolis. Gladion, standing at the center of the town square, took a deep breath. With a gentle touch, he activated the magic of the hairpin, transforming before the gathered crowd. Murmurs of astonishment quickly turned into cheers and applause. One by one, people stepped forward, eager to experience the magic themselves. The transformations were profound, not just physically, but emotionally and spiritually. Lives were changed, identities affirmed, and a new culture of acceptance and understanding began to take root. The city, once bound by traditional norms, was blossoming into a haven of diversity and freedom. However, as the days passed, the notoriety of Gladion's group and the magic of the hairpin caught the attention of sorcerer Sarneth. From his dark tower, Sarneth watched with growing concern. The hairpin, a relic of ancient magic he had long sought to control, now threatened to undermine his dominion over the realms. Determined to seize the artifact and crush the burgeoning movement of transformation, Sarneth summoned his minions, plotting to capture Gladion and extinguish the flame of hope he had ignited. The atmosphere in the City of Bells, once electrifying with the buzz of new beginnings, shifted subtly as whispers of Sarneth's intentions began to spread. Gladion, keenly aware of the looming threat, knew that they needed to prepare. The magic of the hairpin had sparked a revolution, but now they faced a powerful enemy who sought to end their journey prematurely. Gladion, with the steadfastness of purpose engraved into his heart, gathered his closest allies around him in the heart of the City of Bells. Their faces, illuminated by the flickering light of oil lamps, bore the marks of determination and a shared vision. They had witnessed the transformative magic of the hairpin firsthand, igniting hope in the eyes of those who had long been searching for such a blessing. Yet the path ahead was clouded by the dark ambitions of sorcerer Sarneth, a man whose thirst for power knew no bounds. In the dimming light, Gladion spoke, his voice steady and imbued with an unshakable resolve. The hairpin has unlocked doors we never imagined, stirring the hearts of many. But with Sarneth's gaze now firmly upon us, our journey takes a perilous turn. We must be vigilant, for he will stop at nothing to claim the hairpin and extinguish the fire we have kindled. His companions nodded, understanding the gravity of their situation. Each of them, brave souls drawn from across the realms, had stories of searching and yearning, and now they stood united in a cause far greater than any one of them. The following day, within the bustling square that lay at the city's heart, Gladion and his companions made a bold declaration. They invited all who desired change, all who yearned to embrace their true selves, to witness the power of the hairpin. Word spread quickly, drawing crowds that swelled like the sea. Before their eyes, the magic of the hairpin unfolded, touching lives and mending souls. The air thrummed with voices of joy and wonder, a symphony of bells echoing the transformation sweeping through the city. But as the day waned and shadows lengthened, an ominous tension threaded through the air. Scouts sent to monitor the city fringes returned with dire news. Sarneth, armed with dark enchantments and flanked by his loyal disciples, was approaching. Gladion, seeing the storm on the horizon, rallied his companions. Tonight, we stand not just for the magic of the hairpin, but for the freedom to be who we are meant to be. Sarneth's power is mighty, but together we hold something far stronger, the indomitable spirit of unity and change. As stars began to speckle the night sky, the City of Bells readied itself for a confrontation that would determine the fate of their newfound freedom. Gladion, sword in hand, stood at the forefront, the magical hairpin gleaming in his hair, a beacon of light in the gathering darkness. The air was charged with anticipation, every heart braced for the clash of wills that was to come. The city of bells, its towers and spires reaching towards the sky like fingers of light, hummed with the quiet symphony of anticipation. The citizens, adorned in their vibrant garbs, amassed in the grand plaza, eyes wide and spirits high, drawn by the murmurs of a magic so profound it promised the ultimate freedom of self. As Gladion stepped into the circle of awaiting eyes, a hush fell over the crowd. Beside him, his companions, an assemblage of warriors, scholars, and wanderers who had joined him on his quest, ready to support him in the face of the unknown. In his hands, the humble hairpin shimmered with an ethereal glow, its magic palpable in the air. With a gentle grace, he demonstrated its power, transforming a volunteer from the crowd, awe and wonder sweeping through the onlookers as they witnessed the miracle of transformation. Word spread like wildfire, igniting a blaze of hope and joy throughout the city. It was a cultural rebirth, with people seeing the possibility of aligning their external selves with their internal truth. However, this enlightenment did not come without its shadows. Sorcerer Sarneth, a being of immense power and dark ambition, viewed the spreading of this magic as a poison to his rule. From his dark spire, he marshaled his forces, a legion of shadows, bent on extinguishing the spark of change that Gladion had ignited. The streets of the city of bells, once abuzz with jubilant celebration, now tensed for the impending struggle. Word of Sarneth's approach spread as swiftly as the magic had, drawing lines of division among the populace. Some cowered, fearing change and the war it brought. Others rallied, refusing to relinquish the light of hope that had touched their hearts. As the first wave of Sarneth's minions descended upon the city, a battle cry rose from Gladion's followers. Steel clashed against shadow, every strike fueled by the conviction for freedom and truth. Amidst the chaos, Gladion fought with a grace and ferocity that belied his noble cause, his companions at his side forming an unbreakable phalanx of light against the darkness. Yet, as the battle waged on, it became clear that Sarneth's power was unlike any they had faced. The sorcerer himself appeared on the battlefield, a vortex of dark energy swirling around him, his eyes a pair of abysses that threatened to swallow the hope of the people whole. The confrontation that had started as a clash of ideals soon turned into a struggle for survival, testing the very bonds that held Gladion and his companions together. It was in this moment of turmoil, with the fate of the city of bells and its newfound freedom hanging in the balance, that the true extent of the hairpin's magic and the courage of those who wielded it would be tested. As the city's bells tolled, not just with the passing time but also echoing the urgency of the battle, the air crackled with the energy of magic and the clashing wills of those who wielded it. Gladion, in the eye of the storm, stood resolutely against Sorcerer Sarneth, their powers colliding in a luminous spectacle that illuminated the night. Around them, the battle raged. The citizens of the City of Bells, emboldened by the transformational magic of the hairpin and guided by the bravery of Gladion and his companions, fought with a fervor that was both inspired and inspiring. It was more than a battle for their own rights. It was a fight for the very soul of their culture, a declaration that they would not be shackled by fear or traditionalist constraints. Sorcerer Sarneth, a formidable foe, unleashed waves of dark magic, aiming to quell the rebellion of hope that throbbed like a heartbeat amidst the chaos. His minions, twisted creatures of shadow and malice, swarmed the defenders, trying to break their ranks and spirit. But for every shadow that fell, a spark of light grew brighter, fed by the courage and unity of the city's inhabitants and the adventurers who had come to be known as their champions. Amidst this clash, Gladion found an inner strength he had not known before. The hairpin, glowing softly at his throat, seemed to pulse with a life of its own, its magic flowing through him, empowering his moves with grace and power. He moved through the battlefield not just as a fighter, but as a beacon of the transformative power of acceptance and will. Yet, as the battle reached its crescendo, it became clear that the struggle was taking a toll. The defenders were outnumbered, and fatigue began to wear them down. In a desperate bid, Sarneth summoned a vortex of shadow, aiming to engulf Gladion and extinguish the light of hope he represented. Gladion, grasping the gravity of the moment, knew that the fate of the city of Bells, and perhaps all the realms, rested upon this confrontation. With a defiant cry, he raised the hairpin above his head, channeling its magic through his being, preparing to meet Sarnath's dark wave with a burst of pure, transformative light. This clash would not just determine the victor, it would signal the future path of magic and freedom in the realms. As the two forces collided, the air around them vibrated with a palpable tension, a dance of shadow and light playing across the cobblestones of the city of Bells. The denizens of the city, having gathered to witness this monumental confrontation, held their collective breath, their fates intertwined with the outcome of this duel. Gladion, at the center of this cosmic struggle, found an inner calm amidst the chaos, his conviction in the transformative power of the hairpin unwavering. Sarnath, his features twisted in a snarl of disdain, unleashed torrents of dark energy, seeking to overwhelm Gladion with sheer force. Yet, for every wave of darkness that crashed against him, Gladion responded with a radiant surge of light, the hairpin glowing a brilliant gold, its magic pure and undiluted. The clash of powers illuminated the night, casting long shadows that danced like specters on the ancient stone walls of the city. As the battle raged, a shift began to occur. Those watching felt a warmth spreading through their chests, witnessing the embodiment of hope and change in Gladion's stand against darkness. The very air seemed to thrum with possibility, the magic of the hairpin reaching out, touching the hearts of all who watched. And then, in a moment that seemed suspended in time, the tide turned. Gladion's light, bolstered by the collective belief and hope of the city's inhabitants, broke through Sarnath's dark defenses, enveloping the sorcerer in a blinding radiance. When the light dimmed, Sarnath was gone, his dark influence expunged from the realm. In the aftermath, the city of Bells erupted in jubilation. Gladion's victory was not just his own, but a triumph for all who had dared to dream of a different world. With the nefarious sorcerer vanquished, the transformative power of the hairpin was no longer a secret to be wielded by a few. It had become a symbol of change, of the possibility of becoming who one truly wished to be, free from the shadows of doubt and fear. The following days saw the beginnings of a cultural shift, as citizens embraced the magic of transformation, discovering joy in the expression of their true selves. Gladion and his companions, hailed as heroes, continued to spread the magic of the hairpin, ensuring that its light reached every corner of the realms. Yet, in the quieter moments, Gladion gazed upon the horizon, mindful of the journey ahead. The battle with Sarnath had been won, but the path to acceptance and understanding was long and winding. With the hairpin's power at his side, he was ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead, for he knew that true change, like the magic of the hairpin, came not just from without, but from within.